Today we'll be reviewing the Gorletic Compact and Elite Handstand canes. Let's get to it. So Gorletic is a Spanish company which has over 30 years of experience in creating wooden products like, for instance, furniture. And we already reviewed a lot of their calisthenics products, and in general we're a big fan of their products. And today we'll be actually reviewing a new product category for us, which are the handstand canes. So let's get into it. Over here you have one of the canes, which you just put simply into here, also on the other side. And once you've done that, you have these blocks over here, which you can just slide out. They have some holes in the bottom. So basically you just put them on here. Also very simple. Also, there's this hex key in here, which actually fits very well into the canes. And you can use that hex key, of course, to tighten these up. Very nice. Also, there's a logo on the top and over here as well. Plus, you have a round version as well. So that's nice for the variation. I really like the look of this one. The wood looks super cool. You can definitely see that they have a lot of experience with making this kind of stuff. Now onto this one. So as you can see, it has a handle which you can easily carry this one around. It's called the Compact, so probably it's very easy to transport. And over here, let's find out how we get these out. So we found out how to do it. Actually, just pull them outwards. Over here you can see that there are these thingies sticking into these canes. Also, they have some magnets over here, so that also holds these two together. You have this stuff over here. Not so sure what that is for. I think it's just design. This one, we actually customized it with the Calisthenics Worldwide logo. So looks super nice, honestly. So if you want to get your own logo onto it, you definitely can. And then these are, of course, much smaller, and you just put them in here as well. So the length of this is like almost 70 centimeters. The width of it is 37 centimeters. And the height of the canes is 62 centimeters. And actually it's like 34 centimeters apart. The thing that's on the top is 13 by 9 centimeters. And the height is 3 centimeters, the blocks. And then we have these blocks, which are of course round, and the diameter of that is like 13 centimeters. And also I think it's like a little bit over 3 centimeters thick. Width of this is 30 centimeters, and I think it's square. It is square. And the height of this thingy is again a little over 3 centimeters. And the height of the canes is 29 centimeters. The Elite canes, they weigh 7.5 kilos, and the Compact canes weigh 5.5 kilos. Oi, oi, oi. Can I take this one out? I can! Oh shit! That's fun. I've never used handstand canes before. I've used handstand blocks because it's higher, it's definitely different. And it is actually quite fun that this one can come off for certain exercises. So clean! And also that it can turn. You can really choose where your wrist is pointing, and even during exercises, probably you can move it to adjust to what you need.
I haven't used canes ever. Well, once. Most of my handstands are either on the floor or on parallels. I feel very stable. It's insane. Because the thing with handstand blocks is that underneath my fingers, I was always touching the floor. Because it's higher off the floor, presses are relatively a little bit more difficult, because you have to elevate your feet all the way from the bottom, first up till your hand level and then up again. Feels very stable, honestly. I like the wood, I like sort of the grip that it has. I really like how it's off the ground, because I just feel like I have so much control. It feels very nice to use. So I'm very curious how the taller ones are gonna be. So let's test those out. Obviously it's way higher, but another thing that is immediately clear is that you can't change the distance that the canes are apart. I have to sort of squish my feet in between. Oh my God, that's scary. I'm scared. Oh, that's the ceiling. I can't do full in this room at least, but it's moving a lot more. But the base itself is not moving at all. And it's a little bit narrow here because my legs are now touching my arms. And I prefer it that it doesn't. So now the movement is actually kind of nice. That the canes are moving because they add stability. That's interesting.
Yep. Wow. Bro. Okay, yeah. I also feel that it's moving more, and this indeed, I hit the blocks with my legs even. All right, fun, but it definitely moves more. So, I mean, it's not per se a bad thing. Also, my wrists have to get used to this kind of training. Like on the ground, it's also different. But when you do one arm stuff, like be careful with it. Always warm up your wrist.
So yeah, it's weird how this works now. The fact that the canes move, but I feel like I have so much control. But honestly, I imagine that at my skill level, there's not much more that I can do. But say if you're really, really advanced and you're going into one arm stuff or flags or, you know, like it might give you more options because you have a lot of room below as well, more than the smaller canes. It feels like I have so much control, and that if I kept training on this and just getting used to how high it is and that it moves, that this would be an ultimate handstand tool for me, to be honest. But other than that, the handstand block itself is the same as the lower ones, so let's try the round ones. Yeah, I mean, again, it feels stable. Just I don't know, just a completely different grip. It feels different on the wrists a little bit, and there's more surface of your palm hitting the thing. The one thing I do think is that it's my stability, or at least mentally it seems, comes from gripping harder. And I think because the blocks are a little bit smaller, I feel like I can grip them more.
Now it's even more narrow, so getting through it, you definitely hit it. I mean, it doesn't feel unpleasant, it's kind of fine. Kind of get your point with touching more surface area. I think I kind of prefer the other one because you can grab more easily around it. I can imagine for the pros it's nice for variation, having different kinds of grips.
One thing is definitely clear, the build quality of both of these products feels very good. It just feels high quality, everything feels safe, it feels stable and durable. So on that sense, they're both very nice. So in terms of the small one specifically, well, it is really compact compared to the other one. This one I could take with me. I mean, it doesn't easily fit into a backpack, but if you want to go somewhere and use your handstand canes, then this will definitely work. The fact that they are separate is very nice because you can just decide for your shoulder width or whatever width you want, you can decide, which is a definite bonus. It's high enough that you get all the space below for certain, for example, for certain presses and stuff. The wooden grip itself, like the size and everything, it feels very nice. And the fact that there is space below compared to when you would use a handstand block on the floor actually makes a huge difference. Then the bigger one, it is nice. It feels very stable as well. The height takes some getting used to, especially because I haven't used them before. So it's a little bit scary, but then as soon as I got into handstands, then the fact that they were so high and that they moved a little bit, it became a plus. I just felt I had the most control. Because it's higher, it has the same advantage like the smaller ones where you have space below, but because it's so much higher. I feel like there's even more space if you want to do certain flags, if you want to do certain, I know, stalder presses. I'm not that flexible. So on this one, trying to learn a stalder press would be a lot easier because there's just way more room and I can work my way up to like being able to do it on the floor. I feel like I have the most potential with the larger ones just because it is the most different than what I'm used to, and there's the most room, the most stability I've ever felt. So for me, I would want to get used to training on these kind of type of high canes. One downside, you can't change how far the canes are apart. And these ones feel a little bit too narrow for me. So not every exercise I would like to do, I would do on this. The round grip, I literally don't know what the differences are. It just feels different, I'm not used to it. And I guess for variation, it can be very nice.
So besides that, I also really like the design. So the way they designed the Elite canes, it makes it very easy to store them or take them with you. And definitely with the compact canes, those kind of become like a briefcase, so it's very easy to take with you. This one costs 130 euros and the Elite canes cost 250 euros. So we would definitely recommend them. If you're interested in getting them, click the link in the description and don't forget to use the CWW10 discount code for 10% off. And let us know in the comments if you want us to review any other products, and have a good day.